Indy, Tucson, Arizona, and the second race in the Winter Heat six-pack. Today, it's the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour, a 26-car starting field, and many of the familiar faces are back from last week. And with sincere apologies to those of you in the north, the fun in the sun in Tucson is really beginning to snowball.
Another season of Winter Heat began last week at Tucson Raceway Park, and the super late models were at center stage. 57-year-old Carl Trimmer showed the young guys a thing or two. Chris Trickle experienced the worst kind of luck that a racer can have. He was leading. In fact, he was cruising along almost within sight of victory until, as he put it, I just lost it. But he's back this week hoping for a better fate.
Finished ninth. Did you teach yourself a lesson today?
Yeah, I definitely learned something.
Trimmer banged fenders and rubbed paint with Mark Grosskreutz. Maybe this week Bill Weber will know how to pronounce his last name.
Sorry for butchering your name of Grosskreutz there earlier. No problem, Mr. Weber.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
The surfing dude, Sean Monroe, took a ride on the wild side. This was one of several spins.
Briefly, in the surfing vernacular, how would you describe your ride today?
Beyond radical, bro. Without air.
Radical.
Follow that, you guys.
They're all back this week as NASCAR's Featherlite Southwest Tour Series brings its heat to Tucson. Chris Rodman is the 1996 Series champion. Brian Germoni finished second in Series points. And Lance Hooper was a NASCAR Winston West champion. ESPN2 welcomes you live to Tucson Raceway Park and the Featherlite Southwest Tour 150. 45 drivers came here to try to make this field, representing 10 states and 1 Canadian province. Now the field has been pared down to the best 26, and they represent 8 states and 1 Canadian province, British Columbia. Yes, it is a warm and windy day here in Tucson. Temperature in the upper 70s, wind chill maybe 72 or 73, something like that. We've got a great field of cars and drivers set to go 150 laps, Vinny.
Bob, I cannot believe, folks, I can't believe the field of cars they put together here today. As you said, Chris Rodman, last year's Southwest Tour champion, this year's Southwest Tour champion. We've got 3 guys that came all the way from the East Coast, from this NASCAR Slim Jim All-Pro, and a half a dozen guys from the Northwest Rebco Tour. And, you know, last year's winner of one of the Winter Heat races, Ron Eaton, had to take a provisional to get in today's race. If he's going to win today, it will take all the experience he can muster to get to the front.
Well, that was a key word last week, experience. Carl Trimmer won the race. How about today, Bill Weber?
Well, Bob, experience will be a big key today again. Why? Tires, or actually the lack of tires. A year ago for this race, we had about 30 cars. So Goodyear anticipated an increase in the field of about 20%. So they brought enough tires for 35 to 36 cars. On Saturday, 45 cars showed up. There simply were not enough tires to go around. Now, why wouldn't Goodyear build enough tires for, say, 50 cars and use the extra tires next race? Because this tire is about to be retired. And when this series comes back to Tucson to begin the 97 season in January, they'll be racing on a new tire. So obviously, the fast car is good, but patience is a critical key today because these guys will not get 4 fresh tires at halfway. They'll have to go the entire distance, 150 laps, on the same 4 tires they started on. The last 20 laps here today could be pretty exciting. Let's get it started, and now, here are the most famous words in racing.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Well, that's what she sounds like when she's under the weather.
Well, to make this field, the top 20 qualifiers will start in the first positions. They got in by qualifications. Positions 21 and 20 through 23 represent Tour points, Southwest Tour points. Position 24 goes to the highest Revco Northwest Tour driver that did not get in through qualifying. Then we had a consolation race that chose the last 2 starters, 25th and 26th starting spot.
As a matter of fact, Lance Hooper, the 1995 Southwest Featherlite Tour champion, had to win the B main to get in today's field.
Chris Rodman will start from the pole position. In car number 93, John Metcalf second, then Nipper Alsop, Frank Moronsky, Derek Gilchrist, Wayne Anderson, Kevin Richards, Jerry Robertson, Mark Grosskreitz, and M.K. Kankey.
11th is Mark Reed, Tony Toast, Jim Engelbright, Jeff Hillock. Craig Rodman was 15th. Then we'll go to 16th through 26. Gary Smith 16th, Bill Lawrence, Andy Miller, Chris Trickle, Brian Germoni, Michael Alsop, no relation to Nipper, Keith Spangler, Ron Eaton that I was talking about just a moment ago, Sean Monroe, Lance Hooper, and Mike Pratt finished second in the B main.
And the procedure today is as it is in our Winston Challenge Series for the late models and for here today, 2 75-lap segments. And at lap 75, we will have a break, and the drivers and crews may work on their cars. However, as Bill Weber told you, they cannot change tires today because of the fact that there just aren't enough to go around. Well, the pace car comes down, and in 2 more laps, we will be going green. Several in cars today. Here's Chris Trickle.
On top of the roof of the Star Nursery Chevrolet, there's Wayne Anderson all the way in Florida, the Porter Cable Power Tools car on top of his automobile. Jerry Robertson out of Colorado. That's a Lucas Oil car.
Here is John Metcalf in the Remax Chevrolet. He'll start outside of row number 1.
Must have some connection with Rick Corelli.
Yes.
Corelli is sponsored by Remax on the truck series.
That is, of course, a real estate firm. And we're getting close to the green flag now. 2 more laps to go, and we'll be off and racing. I don't know, Benny. You would think that these drivers are going to take it easy, as Bill Weber indicated, for the first 130 laps. I'm not so sure that's the way it's going to be.
The problem is the guys starting in the back, they can't afford to take it easy because I don't think they can pass that many cars in 75 laps. They've got to try to get to the front. Bill Weber?
Hey, Benny, and some of those guys that are fast are in the back because they had to set up for the race and not necessarily for qualifying. They've got a setup in their car that will get them to the front. It just wasn't good for the lap they needed in qualifying. Now they have to fight their way through traffic, but a lot of these guys I talked to just before they started are confident it's their setup that will save their tires, that will help them get to the front today and not necessarily overall speed.
Half a lap to go until the green flag. Pace car down the backstretch will be pulling off to its position in turn number 3, and the field will be under the control of Chris Rodman, the 33-year-old champion of the Southwest Tour for 1996. Here's the green, and Chris gets a good jump at the beginning.
Last Sunday's race, you think these cars look a little bit faster? Well, they are. About a half a second per lap faster.
Rodman has the lead. Here's a 3 abreast formation through turns 3 and 4. Chris Trickle right in the middle.
That's Keith Spangler, the 37 car, Michael Alsop in 61, and Chris Trickle in the familiar blue number 70.
Trickle losing a couple of positions.
The number 7 is Ron Eaton. That's the Redco Tour competitor I talked about that won one of the Southwest Tour races here last year. Had to take a provisional today. Man, they're all over the racetrack.
They sure are. 3 abreast all the way around this racetrack. That's Sean Monroe there in the 48 car looking for a place to go, and the 15 is Andy Miller. Up ahead, up Trickle.
We can see all the tape on the windshield. Going in turn 3, the sun can be a problem.
Rodman has a nice lead as you look at the better racing that's going on in the back of the field. Again, 3 abreast. The 15 car, Andy Miller, smoke it a little bit.
Ron Eaton is trying his best to get to the front. He's following Sean Monroe down the backstretch. That's Brian Germoni, the 5 car, that's trying to get past, and he will make it past. Oh, and Gilchrist, he's one of the cars from the East Coast, and he has problems. He's going to the pits, and how they kept him hitting it is beyond me.
Unbelievable. He is on the way to the pits, but they're still racing for position on the racetrack, and a lot of smoke now coming from that 15 car. Now the battle is for second position. Metcalf has it, and the 74 of Nipper Alsop wants it. He's on the low side of the racetrack and can't take it at the moment.
The 40 car, the red car, is Moronsky, running 4th currently.
It was a flat right front on the 44 car, Benny, that sent him to the pits.
Gilchrist started in 5th spot. Tough break for him.
And the 15 car of Miller is getting the black flag. Smoke seen from that car. Now Alsop takes second position from Metcalf. This is the onboard camera with John Metcalf, who's fallen back to 3rd spot. Chris Rodman with a nice lead at the moment as 12.5 laps have been completed. Running 4th. In 5th position is Jerry Robertson. Back in the field, they continue to slug it out for position. And Eaton in number 7 is up to 19th.
And the 07 of Lance Hooper started even behind him, and he's marched up towards front. The 79 car, another car out of the British Columbia, Gary Smith.
And the 48 car of Monroe also has picked up several positions since the drop of the green flag. The 44 car, by the way, of Gilchrist is back on the racetrack after changing the flat tire. There's Sean. Yep, Monroe.
Michael Alsop in 61. Tony Toast in the blue 19. And there we see Gilchrist in the 44, and they just split Toast going in the corner. Ooh.
And Lance Hooper is in the 07 car.
Look at that bottom. Look at the groove Lance is running on the bottom of the race now, back to the front. This is a battle for 3rd spot. There's 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Metcalf trying to hold on to 3rd, but has challenge from the 40 car of Moronsky and the 87 of Jerry Robertson, the driver from Denver, Colorado.
That is, there's a Lucas Oil car, our onboard camera.
Mike Bonicelli is the owner of this car. He raced here last year, didn't he? I believe so. So 18 laps have been completed. Chris Rodman is in control with Nipper Alsop 2nd, and John Metcalf, Frank Moronsky, and Jerry Robertson. Back with more in just a moment. Volume number 2 of 6 this year in the ESPN2 Winter Heat Series from Tucson Raceway Park in Arizona. And it's all being brought to you by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers. And the answer to the question, who is leading at the moment? Chris Rodman has a nice lead on Nipper Alsop running in 2nd position. Lapping has begun. The first car to go a lap down, Jeff Hillick in the 36. There's 1st and 2nd.
And Chris Rodman wanted me to mention his sponsor, Three Rivers Trucking. We see the decal on the hood of that car. And there we see Nipper Alsop. There's a 3rd place car. 05 and 40. The other car you saw go through the frame of Hillock is a lap down. You said that, didn't you?
And right behind him is the 87 of Jerry Robertson. Those 3 cars running right together on the racetrack. Here's Lance Hooper, who's been running a really low line around this track, and he is up to 9th position at the moment.
Wow. And he started 25th.
Yep.
But has he used his tires up in trying to do that? That's the thing that we don't know, is how this thing is going to play out at the very end of this race. The fellow who right now might be running 20th, maybe the car to beat with 20 laps to go.
There is Rodman once again completing the 33rd lap, 75. Then we'll have a halfway break, and the final 75 lap segment will follow that. Chris Rodman is, of course, as we said, the 1996 NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour champion. 33 years of age.
And This is Jerry Robertson, the 87 car, the Lucas Oil car. He is right now running in 4th spot.
Started 8th.
Tries to close on the 3rd place car.
And another car going to the pits is the 05. The 05 has gone to the pit area. How about that? I understand another flat tire has cropped up. Boy, that's a tough break for Metcalf, who was running up in the top 3. And just about to get lapped is Chris Trickle. We take a look back from Trickle's car to Rodman as they enter the 3rd turn, and Trickle is in 21st spot and would like to see a caution come out right now.
I'm talking about right now, right now, right now. But he's not getting it.
The left rear went flat on the 05 car of John Metcalf. That's the reason that he is back in the pit area, getting the tire changed and losing valuable laps. Rodman trying to get around Chris Trickle on the outside, and he's going to do it down the backstretch.
Still there.
And he will now put Chris Trickle a lap down. The white 57 car is the Mike Pratt automobile. He ran 2nd in the B main.
Here's a field summary for you. The numbers in parentheses indicate their starting position. M.K. Kankey from 10th to 5th. Reed has moved up from 11th starting position, but look at Lance Hooper from 25th.
And I tell you what, there's the leader, and look at the traffic right in front of the leader. There's the 79 of Gary Smith. Now the leader has to try to get by all these cars. He goes under Gary Smith.
Now the next car he'll try to put a lap on is Mark Grosskreutz, who finished 2nd in the late models last week. He's to the low side of Grosskreutz, and Rodman puts him a lap down. So 18 cars now are on the lead lap.
57 cars, I said, Mike Pratt, and the 21 car, Bill Lawrence, right in front of Chris Rodman.
Pratt is, of course, the driver who finished 2nd in the qualifying race. And there is M.K. Kankey, who is in 5th spot in the 33.
Jerry Robertson, Frank Moronsky, Robertson in the 87, Moronsky in the 40. 3rd and 4th.
What's the situation with John Metcalf?
Well, they're real disappointed down here. He came back to the pit area, thought it was his left rear, so they changed it. As he started to back up, it turned out it was his right rear tire that was flat, so they changed that. And not only did they lose laps on the track while they were doing that, but it's a 2-lap penalty for changing the original left rear tire, which wasn't flat. So after a great qualifying run, he is mired deep off the lead lap here in Tucson.
That's a tough break for John, who qualified well and was looking forward to a good run here this afternoon. Back to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. Robertson, Moronsky, and M.K. Kankey.
Someone told me that when they told M.K. Kankey in the 33 car, and there's Lance Hooper, the 07, joining that. And the caution flag is out. The caution is out.
Debris on the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. So the first slowdown of the afternoon comes at the conclusion of 49 laps. We have 17 cars that are on the lead lap as the caution comes out. Chris Rodman has had things under control since the original drop of the green flag, but now the pace car will come out and the track crew will clean up the debris in turns 1 and 2. We'll be right back. Yesterday.
It's Travieso.
Oh.
Travieso.
Thank you.
The guard for the UMass Minutemen.
Field summary. Now look at some of the guys who have moved up. Most impressively, Lance Hooper from 25th to 6th.
And Shawn Monroe's up to 8th spot. Brian Germoni. Man, and Ron Eaton, the number 7 car we talked about, he won a race here last year. He's up in 12th spot. Don't count him out, folks.
And there's Chris Rodman, the brother of the pole sitter, who's back in 13th position.
That's Craig.
Craig, I should say, yep. Ingle Bright, 14th. Richards, 15th. Let's take a look at 16 through 26th. And you can see that there are now 17 cars that are on the lead lap. The 57 of Mike Pratt just got passed before the yellow came out. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I can get Grosskreutz, okay? So you work on those basketball names a little bit, okay?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Travieso.
Travieso.
I knew that. I had it spelled phonetically, and I couldn't read it.
Wow.
Okay, the flagman is ready to give the signal. One more lap.
This will complete lap number 55, and yes, the one more lap to go signal is being given.
Bill Weber, what's going on with Lance Hooper?
Well, I talked to him just before this thing got started. I said he didn't do it the easy way. You had to race your way in. He said, we're going to be all right. He wasn't going to be patient. He was going to try and get to the front as quick as he could and then try and hold on for the second half of this race. He's in a brand new race car. Never saw the track before yesterday. In fact, the race car he's in is for sale. It has a for sale sign on each side of the back window. Green flag's out, guys.
Chris Genda, the new flagman for the Featherlite Southwest Tour Series, waves the green bunting, and we are back to competition.
And there goes Hooper right to the bottom of the racetrack. Goes by M.K. Kanke and tries to get by Moronsky.
Moronsky a little loose coming off the corner. Look at Hooper right down to the bottom of the racetrack in the 70 car. Chris Trickle, he tried to get his lap back, jumped the start, and is being black flagged.
That's too bad. That is too bad, because that will cost him lots of time as he has to go off the racetrack into the pit area.
Oh, the 05 of John Metcalf had a coming together with Trickle as he went to the high side of the racetrack, and look at this.
Oh, they bounced off Grosskreutz in the 87 car. Jerry Robertson bounced off each other. That's what we're riding along with Robertson, the 87 car. He just ricocheted like a cue ball off the 72 car. And look at Flying Brian Germoni, the 5 car, and Wayne Anderson, 25.
And Sean Monroe is back there in this group along with Grosskreutz. There is more debris on the racetrack, so the second caution comes out. We've only got 15 laps to go until the halfway point.
Watch Chris Trickle's leaving the pit road. He's leaving, and look at Robertson get the car sideways. When he saves it, he goes up and bam, just runs into the 72 car.
And a little bit of debris from the car, so that has caused our caution flag. Track workers are out there at the moment cleaning it up. Let's take a look at the top 10 here with 60 laps completed, just 15 to go until the halfway point. It's Rodman, Alsop, Hooper, Robertson, and Kanke running 1 through 5. And there is 6 through 10 back in just a moment. And Grosskreutz.
Watch that. I mean, I told you they bounced like a cue ball, and watch the debris fly off there. We see it up there, and it finally comes down. That's what the caution flag was out for.
All right, Bill Weber has a report on Chris Trickle.
Well, Dick Trickle's been back, or Chris Trickle, sorry, I got Benny Parsons disease.
Oh, boy.
Chris Trickle's been back here to the garage area. They made a chassis adjustment. The car just hasn't been what they were hoping for. Pushed a little bit in qualifying. That put him back in the pack. Started about 19th, and that's one of the worst qualifying runs he's ever made in this car. But they have made a chassis adjustment. They'll go out and run around here for a few more laps, come back in at halfway, and see if they can't make a charge in the second half.
When they take the green flag, coming up right now, it'll be 10 laps to the halfway point. There it is. Rodman, closely pursued by Nipper Alsop, the son of Bill Alsop, who ran Indy cars for several years. And look at Lance Hooper.
Zero stand. Look at Nipper Alsop, the 74 car, the white car on the bottom, trying to take the lead from Rodman, and he just might be able to do it.
He's running on the bottom of the racetrack, but look at Rodman come back down the backstretch. They go into turn 3, wheel to wheel. They are dead even, but now Alsop gets the advantage off turn 4.
And he will, looks like, go to the halfway break as the leader.
Lance Hooper has moved up to 3rd spot.
Wow, can you imagine? Started 25th and is now running 3rd in just 66 laps.
Nipper Alsop from Mooresville, North Carolina, finished 9th in the NASCAR Slim Jim All-Pro Series in 1996. He ran 22 of 23 races, posted 12 top 10 finishes in the 22 events.
Rodman trying to get that lead back. He's looking. Just can't get that run now. He is on the inside, but can't quite come off the corner well enough. Now he might be able to have enough on the inside. Nope, can't do it.
Chris led the first 66 laps of this race. We've got less than 5 to go before the halfway break.
The third place car that you see in line there is Metcalf, the 05.
Who's running fine if it weren't for that flat tire that he had.
Exactly, the pit stop.
And he is several laps down because he had to go to the pits because of the flat tire. Now we see Rodman again from the Remax onboard camera trying to get the lead away from Nipper Alsop. 3 to go.
And Rodman once again just can't quite make it. Comes by. One more. Two more.
Rodman's going to go to the inside in the third turn.
He's taking a look. And
He gets his nose under there. 1 to go.
But he really can't use the car up too much because he's got another 75 laps to run.
That's right.
Halfway, and here they come.
And who's going to lead at the halfway point? Oh, it's Alsop by a fender.
Is it Alsop or Alsop?
Well, I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Well, you pronounce it both ways. Which one do you want to go with?
Well,
and I'll
you tell
follow
me.
your lead.
Anyway, Nipper is the leader at the halfway point. Rodman is second. Pace car comes out. Everybody back to the pits now. Remember, they can do anything but change tires unless they have a cut tire on the racetrack.
And they must leave the racetrack with a flat tire to be able to change it. If the tire goes flat while they're in there making their pit stop, all they can do is put air back in the tire, and when the green flag drops, then go in the pits and change that tire. And that's really and truly the only way NASCAR can legislate the thing without having an official for each car.
All right, now there is the entrance to the pit area. Pace car leads them back through there. Lance Hooper wound up third at the halfway point. M.K. Kenke fourth, and flying Brian Germoni was fifth. There's Rodman. He's found his assigned pit. There's John Metcalf.
There's the 5 car of Germoni, Robertson in 87.
Here's the field summary now as the cars come into the pits. We gave you the top 5. Robertson running 6th, then Reed, Moronsky, Michael Alsop, and Anderson. Wayne Anderson running in 10th.
Ron Eaton, Craig Rodman, Sean Monroe, Engel Bright, and Keith Spangler. That's top 15. 16 through 26, Lawrence, Richards, Toast, Mike Pratt, Gary Smith, Mark Grosskreutz, Hillock, Gilchrist, Chris Trickle, Metcalf, and the last car was Miller. And Bill Weber, what is saying down there?
Well, let's find out. Nipper, obviously a great first half for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. The car stayed the same even on that long green right at the beginning, so I might have used them a little too hard, but I think we're going to be okay. My guy Shane Wilson, he's really smart about this kind of stuff, and he told me at the beginning, you know, go as hard as you can the whole time, and he thinks it'll hang on, so I'm confident we'll too.
You're concerned about your tires a little bit then.
Well, I think everybody has to be. I mean, 150 laps on these things is asking a lot of them. I was just real careful not to try and spin them, and hopefully they'll hang on.
Great racing name back at the front of the field.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's Nipper Alsop, the leader at halfway.
Bill says Alsop, so we'll say Alsop.
That's
because he
perfect.
knows.
There you go.
Let's show you that exciting race to the flag, the 75 lap mark, and that's how much of a lead Nipper had over Rodman at the flag.
Wow, that was close.
And now Bill's with Chris.
Who sits in his car after a strong first half as well, but he nipped you there in the closing laps to halfway.
Yeah, he nipped me there a little bit. We weren't just going to run our tires off for the first 75. We let him, you know, he was fast. We let him go by a little bit, but I feel pretty confident we'll pick it back up, you know, and be there at the end.
Extra pressure on drivers today to conserve their tires, Chris.
Yeah, you know, that's why I didn't race him too hard there. You know, I was underneath him a little bit, you know, just feeling the car out. You know, it felt pretty good. We were real close there at the line. Maybe another lap, you know, I might have got it back, but I just didn't want to take a chance of doing anything that could jeopardize, you know, winning this race for Three Rivers Trucking and Dupre Investments today.
Okay, and this isn't a Colorado Rockies cap. It's for Chris Rodman, by the way.
The graphic showed you there that he was not only the champion, but the Rookie of the Year. Now, that's happened in other divisions, but a lot of divisions won't give that award to the same person, but the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour did in 1996. Pretty windy day here in Tucson, but a beautiful, warm Sunday afternoon as NASCAR Winter Heat brings you the Southwest Tour 150. There's the top 10. We'll be right back. We're back east here in the Southwest. It's nice and warm today. It's the ESPN2 Winter Heat Series, and here is how the field stands at the end of the first 75 laps.
Ron Eaton has worked his way up to the 11th spot. Craig Rodman is the brother, the older brother of Chris Rodman, who's running in second spot.
Jim Engelbright brought us some great candy today
Valerie.
that I still can't get out of my mind.
Valerie, that candy was so good. Man. See, Grosskreitz is a lap down.
Yep. Trickle 6 laps down, and Metcalf, who started outside the front row, 12 down, and the 15 car of Andy Miller, 63 laps down, although everybody is still running. Bill, what's going on back there?
Sean Monroe just rolled by me out onto the racetrack, so they got their battery problem apparently remedied, and he has returned to the races out on the track. In fact, he's right beneath your broadcast location, gentlemen.
Yes, he is, going by us as we speak. Well, you can see the drivers cleaning their tires, making sure they get all that build-up rubber off of them and get them heated up a little bit, so that when they throw the green flag, they will be off and running.
Who's telling us today about the problem that they have with the left front tire picking up debris?
I can't remember who that was, but they said it was a real problem. It gets so bad that it just
I think it was Craig Rodman talking about the left front tire. Said actually someone last year that it starts a vibration when it picks up all that debris. It gets the tire out of balance and it starts vibrating to the point that last year it broke an A-arm on one of the cars. But I'm sure that these guys at the break took some kind of wire brush or something and tried to clean the debris off these tires, all the debris they could.
Nipper Alsop is going to lead him down next time around. Rodman is running in second, then Hooper, Kankey, and Germoni, your top 5.
And all those Winston Cup drivers that said that they would be watching us on Sunday afternoon as they were getting ready for the 1997 season. Hello, guys. Great banquet in New York.
That was fun, wasn't it?
It really was fun.
Great time, and it was nice to get out of New York City and into the nice warmth of the Southwest. Green flag waves, and we are back to racing.
It's Michael Alsop in the 61 car. And Rodman closes up right on the back bumper of Nipper in 74. It's Chris Rodman, and there we see the red car is Lance Hooper.
And M.K. Kankey and Brian Germoni.
Whoa, crash! Moronsky and Wayne Anderson, the 25 car. Some damage to the nose of Anderson's car.
Caution comes out. This is the first caution we've had for an incident on the racetrack. We've had a couple of debris cautions, but this one for an accident involving Wayne Anderson and Frank Moronsky. This thing actually began over on the backstretch and continued to its conclusion here on the main straightaway. Let's watch it.
The 40 ran in the back of the 79 car, and 25 was not expecting him to be. Oh, and there they make contact, and Anderson gets a little bit out of shape when he tries to save it into the side of Moronsky.
And the 7 car of Ron Eaton was nearly involved. He was down on the inside and got by with no damage, but some damage to Anderson's car, and he falls in at the rear of the field.
He and Moronsky both. Let's see if we've got a radio hooked up with Anderson. Let's just check out and see if we can talk to him. Hey, Wayne, Benny Parsons up in ESPN. You got me?
10-4, Benny. I got a copy.
Tough break there. Does he feel like the toe end's messed up?
I don't know, Benny. We're going to give it our best out here from the rear. They were just really wanting nowhere to go there. I just got in the middle on it.
Okay, 1 to go. Good luck.
4.
Okay, Wayne, close it up. When I tell you to go, go.
Wayne hailing from Mount Dora, Florida, near Daytona. He won one race in the All-Pro Tour last year. This is what happened. Ooh, he
got into it pretty good. The 79 car of Gary Smith, and ever see Gary Smith once again, and the 40 car tries to turn under about the same time that Anderson tried to turn under the 40 car of Moronsky. And they made contact, and around they go.
And Craig Rodman also was close to being involved in that. Now let's take a look from the onboard camera.
Barry's trying to get underneath Michael Alsop in 61. Now he'll go back to the outside.
Green flag is back out. And we have a new leader.
There we go. The
Lance
07.
Hooper, yeah, taking the lead. Hooper down the backstretch, passes Alsop, and now Rodman comes up, and look at M.K. Kanky in 33 on the inside.
And he and Rodman make contact, does Kanky and Rodman. And here goes Germoni on the inside, down on the very bottom of the racetrack in the 5 car.
He sure is. He's riding that white line down there. Didn't improve his position any, but now we got 2, 3, 4, and 5 right together on the racetrack, and Reed in 73 is also right there. In that silver car.
33, M.K. Kanky trying to take over that second spot. Oh, and they're close. And he moves Alsop up the racetrack and will take, well, I don't know. I started to say he had the second spot, but Alsop comes back. He's above that yellow line.
Now Kanky's got him. M.K. Kanky moves to second, and now watch Rodman on the inside of Alsop.
You never see Mark Reed, the silver car.
Doing a great job.
Sponsored by Nitro Tech is that silver car behind Chris Rodman.
Rodman once again looking to the inside of Alsop.
And Alsop is not able to make that charge in the second 75 like he did in the first. Let's go back and look at that restart we missed just a moment ago as we were riding along with Wayne Anderson on that. Here we go. Here's the green flag. Alsop takes the green. And look at Lance Hooper dive to the inside of the racetrack. And right below the white line just goes right by Chris Rodman, the 93 car, and moves up, boom, in that spot. You think he would want to stay there, right in that second spot? Not him. Right to the bottom of the racetrack and took the lead.
That's how Lance got himself up front. And he now has about a 4-car length advantage on M.K. Kanky, but that advantage is lessening as Kanky's catching up. Here's a 4-car battle involving Keith Spangler. Sean Monroe is in here. Who else? 79
of Gary Smith, 72 of Mark Grosskreutz.
21 of Bill Lawrence.
79 and 21, both those cars out of Canada, British Columbia.
And a battle for third position between Rodman and Alsop on the right of your screen, and on the left you can see how M.K. Kanky has reduced the interval between himself and the leader to just about 1 car length now.
Rodman trying to get that third spot away so he can take off after the leaders. And he might have him.
Yep, I believe he does. A little bit of contact out of the corner.
Oh, look at the water coming out of the Wayne Anderson. He messed up the grill of the car. No air could go through to cool the radiator, and all the water is being pushed out.
Caution. Caution is out on the racetrack. And we have a car in the wall in turn 4 on the 94th lap.
That's the 36 car that's going to the pit area.
We've got a car up against the wall here in turn number 4. It's right up against the fencing, and I cannot see a number on it.
And we see the safety truck going down to the area. There we see it just at the top of the screen. Now we can't see the car. There it is.
Still can't see the number. That's about the same view I've got, and it's in, there we go.
Oh, Frank Moransky.
Yep. And he messed it up pretty good.
Yes, he did.
Glad to see that he's climbing out of the car okay. Front end of Frank Moransky Jr.'s car is pretty messed up.
He's looking around like he wanted to point to somebody and say, why'd you do that to me? But I guess he decided not to. That's too bad. He had a pretty good run going.
Sure did. Frank runs a lot at Mesa Marin in California. He's from Forts Hill, California. And Chris Trickle is in the pits with the hood up. Wayne Anderson is back there. You can see the overheating problem.
And that is Wayne there on the right side of the screen, trying to figure out if they can get some air through the grill. Hillock, just as we saw him a moment ago, driving into the pit area. Bill Weber?
Well, Jeff Hillock's climbing out of his car. What happened out there?
Oh, I don't think we quite had enough room to make the pass there.
Yeah, how was your day going?
No, the car was starting to come to me. I think we'd have finished top 10 probably. You know, Fireplace's Monte Carlo was running real well, and you know, we're just kind of hanging out. And this is only my second race with the Southwest Tour, and just trying to stay here and you know not make any enemies.
I didn't see what happened. Tell me what happened.
I was on the outside of I think it was a 40 car. I'm not sure. Just trying to make a pass, and it just got together and in the wall.
Okay. He's back in the garage area. They're going to work on his car. Chris Trickle, as you mentioned, is back here, and so is Anderson, and we'll walk down that way, guys.
And, Bill, the red flag is out here to stop the field. We don't want to run all these laps under caution while we get Moransky's car off the track. It's a quick race anyway, so they're going to stop the cars here, get it cleaned up, and then we'll go back to competition. 98 laps of the 150 have been completed. Bill?
And we're still back here with Wayne Anderson. Obviously, as you told Benny, a tough break for you out there. What happened?
Well, I tell you, we were having fun up till then. We just got in a little wreck there, and we didn't know what in the world to do. The air box, what happened was closed up on the bottom and closed the radiator off and started running hot. And I just hated for Porter Cable Power Tools. You know, we come all the way out here to promote the tool out here on the West Coast, and we just didn't give them a good day. But, you know, we'll be back here January 5th, and, you know, this is a fine facility and a beautiful place, and we just can't wait to come back and run with the Southwest Tour.
Well, tell everybody how far you came and where you came from to get here, Wayne.
Well, we come from, basically everybody knows where Disney World is in Florida, but we come from there, and it was 2,100 miles out here for us. But, hey, we're going to be back again, and we just can't wait to come back.
Okay, good to have you. Good luck next time.
Thank you very much.
Now, one would think, looking at his sponsor, that it's a cable company, Porter Cable, but it is the last name of two guys who have formed this business.
That's right. Well, three guys, two Porters and one Cable, so they call it Porter Cable, but it actually is power tool. You know, electric drills and sanders and impact wrenches and all that other stuff.
So Wayne is back there in the pit area as the field is stopped over on the backstretch while we clean up the crash involving Frank Moransky. Back in just a moment. Number 4 involving Frank Moransky, and this is how he got up into the wall in turn 4.
And Jeff Hillock as well was involved, the 36 car. So there we see Moransky, boom, in the wall. Hillock does come by. He will continue on. We talked to him in the pit area, and I think Bill Weber has caught up with Moransky, the other individual involved. Bill?
And he's standing back here in the paddock, and obviously not much left of your Chevrolet Monte Carlo, a pretty solid hit.
Yeah, it's really a shame, you know. We had a good car, just trying to hang out there for the end, and unfortunately, you know, people getting really racy early in the race, so what can you do? But thanks to my sponsors, Henson Canyon, D-Safety, and try and come back in January, but this one's looking pretty rough right now.
Yeah, we just took a look at it on the speed shot. Tell us how you recall it.
I was just going along, you know. I was in the back there just kind of riding along just to see what's going to happen, and I'm not sure. There was a 36 car just really just came in there way over his head and just slammed me, and we just after that, our front end's locked up and just went straight in the wall.
So you hope to get this thing fixed in time for the next race in January?
That's what we're planning. I haven't really looked at it yet, so I don't know how bad the frame is, but that's the plan right now.
Okay, sorry about that. Better luck next time, Frank.
Alrighty, thank you.
Back up to you guys. Car's starting to roll.
Yeah, they sure are. The caution flag replacing the red, and we'll be back to racing here before too long. Lance Hooper, your leader at the moment.
Can you imagine that? The guy did not qualify well enough to get in the top 20, had to win the B main, start 25th. Look at that, in parentheses, where the car started. He started 25th. And what did it take him to get to the front? Well, he got to 3rd place in 75 laps, right?
Yep.
Man.
But Bill told us that a lot of these guys who qualified poorly set up for the race, and that apparently is what Hooper did because it's working fine.
And Ron Eaton in the 7 car also did that. He set up for the race and qualified poorly.
Now you see the drivers who are at least 1 lap down. John Metcalf, who started outside the front row, down in 24th position. We'll be back to racing at Tucson Raceway Park. And Lance Hooper, M.K. Kankey, Chris Rodman, Nipper Alsop, and the 73 of Mark Reed running in 5th spot. They all bunch up here. And the green comes out. Kankey has a problem, and we got a big crash here on the main straightaway.
Oh,
Kankey and Alsop both involved. So is the 57 of Mike Pratt.
And the caution flag is out.
Boy, Kankey just did not go when the green came out, and that caused a log jam and resulted in him and Alsop getting their cars badly damaged.
Looked like he might have missed a shift.
Mm-hmm.
But the car is not going out. Kankey, I don't know that his car was hit. Well, the left side may have some damage to it, but Nipper Alsop has definitely got some damage to his car.
Yep, he sure does.
Man.
Former leader of this race is finished for the afternoon. Let's take a look at it once again. This was coming to green. Kankey just did not go.
Just didn't go, and we see Chris Rodman go by, Mark Reed go by, and there is the damage that Alsop does to his car. And Kankey's car is not hurt.
No, it isn't.
And
He hasn't moved away, though, from the position that he stopped in. So I don't know whether he's going to be able to get back in the race or not, but the car does not appear to be badly damaged. We cannot say that about the 74 and the 57.
Something's wrong with the car because it won't go.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they get a record down there, they could push him off because it doesn't seem to be damage.
Well, in any case, another slowdown here, and we can only chalk up one more lap. 98 on the board at the moment. And I believe this is probably going to require some rollbacks on the racetrack and another red flag.
Yeah, there's a lot of debris past these cars. On down in turn 1, there's a tremendous amount of debris, and some cars went through the dirt. That's Nipper Alsop, the driver with the Simpson black uniform, and there's Mike Pratt in the 57. Wayne Anderson. This is not Wayne Anderson. This is the Metcalf car.
Now, he just missed it going high on the track.
But he missed it.
Yep.
Thank goodness. And there we see Metcalf as he cruises around the racetrack and is going to bring his car. There's with the gravel and dirt that I was talking about a moment ago, where the cars went through the infield and kicked that up. And, you know, those rocks will puncture one of these bias ply tires. And with no tires, you definitely don't want a flat tire. I mean, the fact that you cannot make a pit stop and change tires now, you definitely don't want a flat. So
they'll be cleaning up the rocks and the sand, and they'll also be getting these wrecked cars out of the way while we're under this red flag condition. M.K. Kankey's car is being pushed away from the front straightaway. Back in a moment. The Featherlite Southwest Tour 150 under its second red flag of the day. We're cleaning up some wrecked cars on the racetrack, and we'll be back to the final 51 laps in just a moment. On Tuesday night at 7:30, a rematch of last year's second round of the playoffs with Florida winning in 6 games. It's the Panthers and the Flyers. The Panther defense is tops in the NHL, led by goaltender John Van Beesbrook. The Flyers have their big man Eric Lindros back in the lineup. Tuesday night, 7:30 on the Deuce, Fire on Ice, to go along with our winter heat here in Tucson. Let's take a look at the wreck once again from Chris Trickle's perspective. And it looks like it's all over by the time he gets there and finds that narrow opening between one of the cars and the outside wall. And one of those involved was M.K. Kankey. He's with Bill Weber.
And he's still able to smile. You knew you had a good car, but what happened?
Well, it looks like we ended up breaking a rear end in the car. You know, I mean, the car was running excellent all day. We had a good strategy. But you know, excuse me, that's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, that's racing. Stuff breaks. You know, you can't make sure everything works perfect for the whole race. So.
And obviously no hint that that was coming on the restart.
No, the car was flawless. I mean, anytime I wanted to pass somebody, I could pass them, and we were trying to keep the tires underneath. I mean, I was surprised we could keep up for as easy as I was pushing the car. And, you know, I want to thank Bill Moropoulos and Gordy at Stick Only, and all the guys on the team did an excellent job, and this Victory Circle car did a good job today.
Coming back?
We'll see.
Hey, M.K. Kankey had a great run, but he's out of it for today.
Remember him last year in the cow car?
Yeah, he had that black and white cow, looked like a Holstein or something.
Yep. There you see the field stopped down the back stretch, and some damage on the 57 car. That's Mike Pratt, and that car is being taken back to the pit area.
You know, the cars are running second and third were involved in that crash. So
now all we have is Hooper, Rodman, Reed, Germoni, and look who's up to 5th place, Ron Eaton.
Wow.
Started 23rd.
And he's also got a push truck behind him, which means his car will not start.
There it is.
There it is. There's the truck, get ready to pass to push Ron Eaton, get the car started. I guess Eaton, you know, he lives here in the wintertime. He's from Washington State, but he lives in Tucson in the wintertime, plays golf every day. Not every day. He's only played for the last 14 days in a row, he told me. So he knows somebody with a pickup to give him a push.
Yep. Here's the field summary. 13 cars now on the lead lap, and Kankey that you see there and Alsop shown a lap down, but they are out of the race, and they're 16 through 26. Now another onboard perspective of the wreck.
This is Jerry Robertson, the Lucas Oil car.
That's the guy that threw up all the gravel and the dirt on the racetrack, isn't it?
Jerry, stay on the black stuff, buddy. Made a mess down there in turn one with all that gravel. I don't blame him. I'd be trying to dodge whoever I could, too.
Here's Bill Weber again.
And Nipper, I know you're really disappointed.
Well, I am. We had a good car there. I slipped back a little bit right there, but I knew I could drive it hard the last 50 and be all right. It's kind of a setback. I thought we'd have a good run today, but we're a good, strong, tough race team. We'll be back.
Now, walk us through what happened. Obviously, no hint that MK was going to break the rear end.
No, that's it. You know, the start of the race, or the start with the restart there, and one guy cut down, and I just couldn't do it. There was somebody next to me, or for some reason I couldn't. I plowed into the back of him, and somebody plowed into me, and that was the end of it.
Okay, well, Benny's been criticizing us all day. Set us straight. Alsop or Alsop?
Alsop.
Okay, we had it right.
All right.
Better luck next time, man.
Thank you very much.
And again, his dad is Bill Alsop, who drove Indy cars for several years. It was good to see him and talk with him again today. He used to drive Indy cars for Roger Penske several years ago.
That's right. He said he lives in Colorado now.
Yep. Of course, he originally was from the New England area, Vermont, I believe.
And Sean Monroe's car won't start. There he is, that white car sitting back there in front of the wrecker.
44 got a push too, Derek Gilchrist.
Okay.
Well, here's the winter heat schedule now. The third race in the Winston Challenge coming up next Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern. This same Southwest Tour will be here on January the 5th after we take a break for the holidays. Then our last two races, the last race of the Winston Challenge, in which the $15,000 purse will be distributed on the 12th, and then the 19th, our final winter heat race, will be the opener for the Winston West Series.
Holiday, what holiday?
Christmas and New Year's.
Is it Christmas already?
Well, it's getting there. You never know it out here, would you? Here's what happened again on the restart. Kankey's car wouldn't go, and look what happened.
Yeah, just goes around, and boom, look at Alsop's car. That fiberglass just comes apart, And here the 57 car comes in and barely taps Alsop while he's sitting there. And they pushed the 33 car off. They literally pushed the car back to the garage area. Chris Trickle getting the pickup to give him a push. Gets it fired and away he goes.
Yeah, now we have all cars rolling. That will be on the restart. We've still got 51 more laps to go and a flag. No, you do not have time to go to the refrigerator because these last 51 laps will take about 13 minutes or so, and it's going to be a shootout to the end. Here's the green, and we're up and going again.
And Germoni goes to the inside of Reed, trying to take the spot away, but Reed is going to come back on the outside. And Rodman trying to take a look on the inside of Lance Hooper. And Germoni gets the car out of shape. Will have to fall back in. Rodman not giving up. He's right there on the inside of Hooper.
He led the first 66 laps before relinquishing to Alsop, and
contact.
They're side by side again, and Rodman has the advantage slightly at the line. Let's see what happens as they go to turn 1. Chris Rodman goes to the front again.
And Dave Reed, the 73 car, Nitrotech car.
Mark Reed.
Mark Reed.
Now remember, you're going to see these guys skating around because they have run all laps, all 102 laps so far on the same set of tires. Reed looking to the inside of Lance Hooper again for second spot. And Brian Germoni is right there on the back of Reed.
Dave Reed is the owner of the 2 car, Craig Rodman's car. That's Mark, the driver of 73.
And Rodman has opened up a couple of 3 car lengths here on Lance. The 15 is being black flagged, and Jim Engelbright in the 20 car was black flagged and sent to the rear of the field for the restart. And that was because he got out of his car during the red flag. There you see very briefly the 15 car of Andy Miller back to the garage. Here's the whole field going through. There's Trickle, the last car in line. And here comes the leader off the second corner.
It takes about 15 seconds for these cars to get around the Tucson Raceway Park. And there we see Jerry Robertson in 87 and Keith Spangler in 37. The outside.
They're going for 8th spot, Benny. 8 and 9.
Keith Spangler looks like he's going to get it. It's Robertson back to 9th.
13 cars still on the lead lap with 108 circuits complete.
He's going to the bottom of the racetrack trying to see. Oh, and we see the 19 car, Tony Toast, almost lose it.
Well, he was sideways out of the corner, made a nice save. Tony is back, let's see, in what? 25th position. And Sean Monroe was losing positions, Benny. He was at 10th, and
well, the battery's dead in the car. He just can't get the fire, the juice that he needs to run the ignition. So he's trying to finish is what he's trying to do.
Now back to 12th spot. Best battle on the racetrack for 3rd position. The 73 is Mark Reed. The 5 is Brian Germoni. Germoni to the bottom side, and can he get the spot?
Hey, what? And there's 7 of Eaton and the 5 car. Germoni gets the car sideways, and here comes Eaton trying to drive up on the outside.
Ron Eaton had a good Winter Heat Series last year on the Southwest Tour. He finished 6th, and he won the last Winter Heat race on the Tour.
Yeah, look at Eaton go to the inside. But he's trying contact between the 2, and Eaton takes the spot away.
He's using that Lance Hooper line down there on the bottom of the track. Brian Germoni in 5th place now, and Eaton is up to 4th. The pace continues to be set by Chris Rodman. And let's take a look again at how that pass was completed for position.
There we see him as they come off the second corner. They go up the racetrack, make contact, and then Germoni got the car sideways, had to back off.
And here they are again. Germoni fights back, tries to retake the position. More contact this time in the fourth turn. Germoni saves it nicely down the straightaway.
Man, there was a contact. Woo. There's Germoni, the 5 car.
Here it is again.
Germoni has to make some contact. When he saves it, watch. Oh.
And then, from another angle.
Going in turn 3, goes up the hill. And about right here, those front tires, the left front and right front meet. Boom. I've seen drivers break their wrist doing that, making contact like that.
Here's Chris Rodman, and look at the car that he's about to lap. It's Sean Monroe in the 48. He's fallen down to 13th position. And the last car on the lead lap. And now he goes a lap down.
He'll be lucky to finish the race. That battery going, losing more and more power. Look at that. 1996, 17th was Rodman's best finish here at Tucson Raceway Park. Got a new sponsor.
Yep. Three Rivers Trucking.
Met that old fella down there. He hauls a lot of produce all over the country, and I asked if he could find some good cantaloupe, which he said he couldn't.
Here's the battle for third spot. Chris looking for full-time sponsorship in the 97 season. Here's a field summary for you. And a spin down in turn number 4. Jim Engelbright loses it, and the caution comes out. He spun and kept going, but nevertheless, the caution is going to come out.
And he did lose a lap. The leaders went by while he was sitting there, so Jim Engelbright will go a lap down.
We'll be back with a field summary when we come back from commercial break. You're watching ESPN2's Winter Heat from Tucson Raceway Park. It's completed here at Tucson Raceway Park in the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour. Watch the upper right hand of the screen and you will see Jim Engelbright spin in turn number 4. That's the reason that we are under the current caution. There he is.
He was beside another car, could not let his car drift up the racetrack like he needed to when he had to pull hard on the steering wheel to get off that other car, spun out. And there we see the leader, Chris Rodman, going by while he's getting the car underway.
Now take a look at a field summary here as we're preparing to go back to green in one more lap. There's a top 15, Chris Rodman at the front once again with Lance Hooper, and then Ron Eaton, who is 53 years of age. We talked about experience in the open of the show, and that appears to be paying off for Ron again this weekend. And they're 16 through 26. All right, pace car pulls off. Rodman has control of the field once again. Hooper closes in. Here's the green. Between second and third place. The third place car is the silver 73 driven by Mark Reed.
And the 20 of Engelbright and Sean Monroe, the 48, are racing for position as you watch all the cars go by. There's
Chris Trickle just pulled off the track, Benny. It looks like maybe his day is over. There he is going back there.
Looks that way. There we see Engelbright in the 20 car. He is a lap down. Meanwhile, Germoni has caught back up with Eaton, and they're once again racing for position.
They resume their little battle with Germoni on the bottom and Eaton on the top.
And they're going to make contact one more time.
But Germoni gets a spot, and he moves up to 4th place.
Eaton's going right back on the inside again.
In is the 61 of Michael Alsop, no relation to Nipper, who's out of the race. And look how low Eaton is running on the racetrack.
Yes, he is. Michael Alsop gave us a big box of almonds today, and it was awfully good. I'm like, man,
it's a real thrill to come out here and walk through the pit area in the morning before the race to get all the goodies. We're bring a shopping cart for Benny next weekend.
We'll have to carry it all back to the compound. This is John Metcalf, the Remax car. He's several laps down, having had all kinds of problems today.
Yeah, he's about 12 laps down in 16th spot and 16 laps now to go.
Of Keith Spangler. Looks like Eaton is not able to close in on Germoni, but Germoni in the 5 car closing in on Mark Reed, the 73.
That is the battle for 3rd position. Yeah, Germoni is pulled away from Ron Eaton now. Chris Rodman with a substantial lead as we watch the racing back of him.
13 laps to go, 12 now. 13, I'm sorry.
Yep. There's Germoni in number 5, Mark Reed, right ahead of him in 73.
And I guess both these fellas, Mark Reed and Germoni, intend on running the entire 1997 NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour races.
Now, Eaton has let his tires cool off, and look at him. He's right back up there battling for position again in the 7. How about that? All 3 of these cars fighting for position as 11 laps remain in this event. Germoni up from 20th position, and we have a caution. We have debris on the front straightaway, and on lap 140 with 10 to go, the caution comes out again, and it's going to close up the field.
Wow. Well, I tell you, Chris Rodman, the 93 car, did not want to see this caution. He had a very, very good lead.
Remember, Rodman's best finish here at Tucson was 17th. Can he hold on for the next 10 laps and bring home the victory here? Well, we're going to answer that in just 10 more laps. In the meantime, we'll take a break. Stay with us for more Winter Heat from Tucson. It's hot in the Southwest Desert. ESPN2's Winter Heat from Tucson Raceway Park. Number 2 of 6. Tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN, the Vikings and the Lions. The second meeting between these two teams this season. The first meeting, Minnesota won a close one, 17-13. Detroit led by Barry Sanders. It's going to be a good one. Warren Moon for the Vikings at 8 o'clock tonight on ESPN. 7 laps to go in this one. And we have yet to determine who this winner is going to be. Rodman appears to have the upper hand, but again, we've got a few more laps to go here.
And now all the cars that are on the lead lap are lining up nose to tail.
Let's take a look at another field summary while we're still under the caution, and there was no sign that we'll get the green flag next time, so it's going to be a couple of more laps before we go back to racing.
21 car, Bill Lawrence from British Columbia up in Canada.
Chris and Craig running 1st and 10th. Been a tough afternoon for Chris Trickle, who's back in 17th. M.K. Kanke crashed. Nipper Alsop led, now out of the race. Will finish in 20th position.
And Pratt in the 57 car did re-enter the race. He's back on the racetrack.
Now they are getting the signal. 1 more lap to go, so this will complete lap 145. They'll complete lap 146. At the green, we'll have 4 laps of shootout remaining.
Well, I said the 57 is back on the racetrack. He did make 1 lap, but now he's pulled back in the garage area. So anyway, here we go.
Yep. Is it going to be Chris Rodman or Lance Hooper or Mark Reed, Brian Germoni, or Ron Eaton, your top 5? Rodman has had good restarts here, and he steps on the accelerator now. The green out. 4 laps to go.
And Germoni takes a look on the inside of Reed. That's for 3rd spot.
Using the bottom side, and he slides up. Looked like the old slide job in dirt track racing. He's got 3rd position at the moment, but Reed fights back. No, Germoni is in 3rd spot now with Chris Rodman with about a 4-car length advantage with 3 circuits to go.
Now Reed's going to take a look on the inside, but look at Germoni go for 2nd spot.
He's trying to take the second spot away from Lance Hooper. Off the corner they come. 148 complete. Chris Rodman in control of the race, but second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth are going at it nose to tail and side by side. Germoni once again challenges for second with Lance Hooper. White flag is out. Rodman has one more lap to go. Who's going to finish second? Ron Eaton is at the bottom of the racetrack trying to gain a spot. Now Germoni pulls ahead of Lance Hooper in the backstretch. Here comes Rodman off the fourth corner, and Chris Rodman wins the race. Germoni is second, followed by Hooper. Michael Alsop, I believe, finished in fourth position.
Those guys were racing so hard, they didn't even see the checkered flag.
Wow, good race back there for position. Wow. Chris Rodman had it all his way, though. And Rodman chalks up the win. He led 116 of the 150 laps. And, of course, he takes home the victory from the pole position.
The winner. Doesn't that sound great?
How about that?
Congratulations, Chris. And I know that this is the first race for that sponsor on the hood, Three Rivers Trucking. I know they have to be delighted with the way things turned out today.
Good battle for second position between Germoni and Hooper for second position right at the end, and Germoni came out with the runner-up position. Bill Weber is making his way from the pit area outside of turns 1 and 2 to the victory lane area, and he'll be here to talk with Rodman after these messages.
Welcome back to Tucson Raceway Park, where Chris Rodman has just won the second leg of the Winter Heat Series. And Chris, congratulations.
Thank you. I think it's great to win this race. I'd like to thank Three Rivers Trucking, Dupre Investment, John Frayne, Trey, and Peters Motors. Couldn't do it without them, the fastest motors around. And Redline Oil for getting me here. Car worked perfect all day. Just like I said earlier, we're going to let some of these guys go, and we just get them back in the end, and you couldn't ask for anything more today.
Well, you and Hooper had quite a battle there for a while.
Yeah, he races real hard, and, you know, I know Lance real good and great driver, and, you know, I figured it'd have to be a hard race to get back by him, so we had to do it on a restart.
Now, did this track maybe owe you one? You had a good run going here in the summer or something and cut a tire late in the race.
We've had a lot of good runs here. It seems like we've been real fast. Like the last one I was here, I was in like third, running real good, and cut a tire and hit the wall. Everybody knows the Winter Heat at the beginning of the year. We destroyed the whole field on the start. So I'm glad I finally got what Tucson wanted to give me.
Now let's look ahead to the future. 1997, you have a championship behind you. You have several options of which you're exploring, all of which, of course, require sponsorship, which you are seeking.
Yeah, we are seeking sponsor to continue on. We'd like to move up into a NASCAR Craftsman Series truck. We got to have some major sponsor to do that. You know, we'd like to continue on racing a lot, or move out of the Southwest Tour, or do some All-Pro or something. Just, you know, I've done what I've had to do in the Southwest Tour this year. It's time to move on.
Okay, well, congratulations today. Enjoy this victory.
Thank you very much.
That's Chris Rodman. He comes home victorious in the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour race here at Tucson Raceway Park. When we come back, we'll talk to second-place finisher Lance Hooper and have more post-race festivities from sunny and warm Tucson right here on ESPN2. Don't go away.
Back at Tucson Raceway Park, where Chris Rodman has won our NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour race. But boy, did these guys have a great battle all day, especially at the finish. Let's go down to Bill once again.
Okay, and they're talking it over. Brian Germoni came home second. Lance Hooper was third. You guys are friends, acquaintances, driving buddies, what?
Well, maybe a little bit. We know each other. We go way back. You know, Lance, I spent a couple years chasing Lance. You know, he won the championship that one time, and he's going Winston West now that I'm sure he'll love to tell you about. But it's really good when coming here, running side by side here at Tucson, and I think that's what really makes racing fun. When you race hard like that, you could trade a little paint and shake hands at the end of the day. That's what it's all about, I think.
So you don't get mad at each other when something like that happens?
Rubbing racing. That's what it's all about.
How was your day? Obviously, you guys were racing there down the stretch.
Well, it started off kind of slim. We were in B main, had to win B main, transferred to A, but we went from the back to the front. I got handed for Rocky Mountain Raceway. This Pontiac thing is fast, and I just burned the tires off trying to get to the front. You know, the crew did a hell of a job today. Goodyear had a great tire. I abused them all day, and they stayed under me. So I abused them a little bit too hard, that's all. And
you guys were abusing each other there. Now, come on.
No, that's racing.
Yeah. That's it, huh?
Just, as I said, it's hard racing, and like I said, like when we got in the third, I didn't think I really had a chance for second. And you know, Lance kind of said it. We all kind of, you know, 150 laps on the same set of tires. So it's kind of a testimony to how good the Goodyear tires are. But you know, guys like us and Chris, you know, burned them down pretty good, and you know, Lance slipped up a little bit, and we had a chance for second, and it was kind of fun the last few laps running side by side like that. But
you had a great restart there at the end too, didn't you?
Oh man, we cut that one just close. So I guess they're going to give it to us. So that was a close one, I'm sure.
Okay, we'll wrap it up in a hurry, so maybe we can get out of here before they want to talk to you.
Right, yeah, we're out of here. See you later, bye, thanks.
Okay, congratulations, Brian, and same to you, Lance. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, let's go back up top.
Great race between those two guys at the end. Again, our congratulations to the winner of our main race here this afternoon. But before we had this race, we had a late model race. And our congratulations to Bill Dio, who ended up the winner of that event. And we'll take a look at the top 5 finishers. There you see Steve Seidel in second, John Foley, Matt Nethry, and Woody Cummings, the top 5 in the limited late model race that was held here earlier this afternoon. We've got about 10 more minutes to bring you some post-race activity here at Tucson. We'll do that after these messages. Back at Tucson Raceway Park, where Chris Rodman has won the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Tour 150. And again, a reminder about the football game over on ESPN tonight at 8 o'clock. It's the Vikings and the Lions. Vikings are 6-6, must continue to win to make the playoffs. They're playing without the injured Warren Moon. 8 o'clock tonight from the Pontiac Silverdome, the Vikings and the Lions on ESPN's Sunday night NFL game. Let's go to Bill Weber, who's back with Ron Eaton.
Okay, and a very impressive run for you and some exciting side-by-side racing throughout the afternoon, Ron.
Yeah, I really had a good time. That's what I'm down here, to have a good time. And the thing is racing like that. And the guy in the 61 car, he gave me all the room. The 5 car, he kept on wanting to run into me. But the thing is, that's racing. And we were side by side. And this racetrack, you can run side by side. And then all of a sudden, the guy get under you, you go right back underneath him. And it was a good time. We had a real bad tire deal that cost us qualifying. The way this tire thing is, we were stuck with that bad tire. NASCAR wouldn't let us get rid of it. So we took it off the rear, put it on the front, and on every restart, the car pushed real bad till it got hot enough to work, and it just shook the front end right out of the car.
Now, you and the 5 got together quite a bit there. Was it all him?
I don't know. The first time I got underneath him, the thing is he kind of pinched me down a little bit, and I slid up into him, and we kind of bumped, and then the next time he came around, he just hit me right in the rear end, raised me, then stuffs it underneath me, so I go back underneath him, and, that's the way he wants to play. That's the way we play, But I ain't going to take him out, and I'm sure he's not going to take me out. And it makes it good for spectators. I got some nice rubber marks up and down my car, but the 61 car, he really ran me clean. And I just couldn't get right. I figured we had the 73 car, and then the yellow came out. When I just got by the 73, then I knew I could go make a run for first or second. And then got back there with those guys, and when they run me all over the racetrack.
Well, last week, the guy that went to victory lane was 57 years old. This is supposed to be about young guys, but you experienced veterans coming to the front.
Well, you hear about all these races these guys run. There's a lot of guys that do this. I retired, and I do this as a hobby. And the thing is, I live down here in Tucson, and they put this race on, and I said, I'm a winter guy here. And we brought a car down with my golf, and between golf and racing cars, that's what I do.
Okay, well, maybe we'll do a little golf between now and the next race. How's that sound?
Just let me know. I live right at Tucson Country Club.
Okay, I got to get his phone number. Back up to you guys.
Boy, what a life, racing and golf, huh?
That's not too bad.
And we might mention, Benny, that when we come back here in January with this series, as I think you mentioned earlier, they'll have a new tire. We won't have this problem we had today.
This tire was an 11-inch tire, 11 inches wide. The tread is 11 inches. The new tire that the Northwest Tour has been using for a year, the Southwest Tour will use this year, is only 10 inches wide. So they will not be quite a little bit, not as fast back in January, and we'll probably see a little more slipping and sliding on that narrow tire.
Well, when we come back from break here in just a moment, we're going to take a look at the tires that have been run all 150 laps here this afternoon at Tucson Raceway Park. Stay with us, back in just a moment. ESPN2's NASCAR Winter Heat Series, second race of the 6-race series, won by Chris Rodman, the Featherlite Southwest Tour 150. You can get all the news from all forms of sports on ESPN News. If you don't have it, call your local cable operator or your satellite program provider and tell them that you want ESPN 24-hour news. Bill Weber is with Mark Reed.
Had Mark Reed and his Nitro Tech car with a good run today. How was your day?
It wasn't too bad. Right there at the end, we just completely lost the tires. We ran around third most of the day, and then one of the guys got into me coming out of the last turn, coming around for the white flag, and hooked us up, and we dropped from third to sixth. But all in all, it wasn't a bad day. We debuted a new sponsor, and if we could have had some tires, at the halfway point, I think we could have won the thing. But nonetheless, a good day.
Well, we're going to examine your tires. Let's go back here and take a look at these tires, and you tell me exactly what's left of these tires, other than the fact you can barely read Goodyear on there anymore, Mark.
Yeah, there's not much left of the tires. As you can see, they're really dipping down right in here, which is where the tire's starting to cup right there. And there's just nothing left of the tire. And we also got into a little bit of rubbing action out there, which also scuffed up the sidewalls of the tires. But there's probably, if you could actually see the wear holes, and there's probably nothing left. It's just down almost to the course.
What's that feel like to a driver?
That felt pretty scary. I mean, we were really good with about 30 to go. The car started to pick up a slight push in the center and then loose off. The first part of the race, it was loose, and so we thought once the push came in, we'd be in pretty good shape. But it was all in all not a bad day. And I'd also like to thank Nitrotech, J.H. Sims, and the Grub Steak for helping us out this weekend.
Okay, we see you again?
Oh, yeah, we'll be back in the 5th.
Okay, that's Mark Reed. Comes home with 6th here at Tucson today, and not much tire left down here, BP.
No, I tell you what, 150 laps, you know that those wear holes are just about gone.
Look at this. The guys that started 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 25th finish in the top 10 here this afternoon.
But the pole sitter stayed there.
That's right. This number 1 starter finished number 1. 10 cars were on the lead lap at the end of the race. Sean Monroe finishing in 12th position, Jim Inglebright in 11th. Let's take a look at 16 through 26.
And there's the fellas that had trouble this afternoon at Tucson Raceway Park. Metcalf, Trickle, Toast, Pratt, Kanke, who ran so well. Rear end broke on his car. Nipper also got in the back of him when his rear end broke. Smith, Moronsky. Wayne Anderson came all the way from around Orlando, Florida to finish 24th, but he'll be back in the 5th. Hillock and Miller, the last car today.
They tell me this is your summer home, Benny. Is that right?
Wow.
That's quite a castle,
like
isn't
a
it?
castle up there.
Wow.
Man.
Huh.